Dungeon tuning, then. This is a thing that has been good, though. So this is from the 2nd to the 12th. Just basically, for the Shrouded Affix, doing a few things there. Changing the location of an NPC. A little bit for quaking. And then we basically just see lots and lots of tuning for all of these different dungeons. And this is something that does make quite a lot of sense, considering that these are dungeons that, a lot of people won't have done before. In a few cases, dungeons that haven't had Mythic Plus before, like with Grimrail and Iron Docks. I will say, I enjoyed our Iron Docks run. Just felt like a big old classic-y dungeon.
Yeah, so I will say I enjoyed our Iron Docks run substantially less because it's the third time I did it, and it's a very boring dungeon.
That would do
comparatively. But doing Kara, Lower Kara, I was like, oh, it feels so fucking good to be back. Kara might be the best dungeon they've ever made. It's so good. Fucking sublime in so many ways. Like, the trash is so simple right up until it's not, but it's not difficult. It's not, like, complicated. It's just these have mechanics that you respect, and they're simple mechanics you respect. Almost in the way that, like, early, like, Genshin Impact enemy design was just like, this guy does, like, fucking 2 things. You do those 2 things, you're like, happy days, sorted. It almost felt a lot more like FF14 boss design, in a weird way. Where it's, like, really super simple and obvious, but you did it and it was great. That said, the Opera House fights are fucking chaos.
Of course, yeah.
But I suppose they were. Like, even Maiden's such a great fight. It's just, take the pool away, interrupt Holy Shock, stand on the pool before Mass Repentance. That's it. That's fucking perfect. Is it complicated? No. Does it require some slight group coordination? Yes. Do you have all of the benefits of speed boosts? Do you have all the benefits of things like being able to bubble Mass Repentance if you feel like it? Or having a shield to make sure you stay in Mass Repentance and waste all your time? Interrupt rotation for Holy Shock. All those really nice things are just like, this is good. This is just, it's easy, it's simple, it's good, it's fun. It's not going to make you fucking shit yourself in +20 unless you miss a Holy Shock. It's just good. It's just good. I mean, you'll need to maybe hold your CDs to burst the barrier and higher keys on Tronicle. Stuff like that is like what's really fun. That said, I haven't done an upper car with pugs yet. I don't want to. I remember Shade of Medivh. I remember doing that in Legion and no one having a fucking clue despite it being a current dungeon, so...
Well, considering the high quantity of dungeons we're going to be doing probably over the weekend, at least before next reset, we're going to see that soon, and probably with mostly pugs. But we'll be the tank and healer, so fuck him, I guess. Okay, so what is Mr. Dakors? Because, me and Matt have just been, honestly, in the fucking +2 to +4 paddling pool. I'm getting a completely fresh character geared up and just kind of getting to the groove of healing for the first time in a very long time. But he's done, like, in the first few days, like 60 to 70, right? So he's, big cutting-edge Mythic Raider. Right, what does he think? Tazvesh and Mechagon Wings being easier in the hole than the rest of the dungeons in the pool, especially Karazhan. Makes anecdotal sense. The highest tyrannical Karazhan upper or lower was +25, but the highest junkyard and streets was a +28. That's done in that week.
I don't know if that's, maybe this is just my perspective. I don't know if that's a massive problem if you're looking purely at the hierarchies. If you're looking at a substantial difficulty discrepancy between a 4 and a 4, yeah. But if it's this dungeon can go to 28 because it's easier than this one 25, maybe that's not a big deal.
It'll humongously magnify any of, like, the little quirks.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be as explosive as in the lower ones. Let's see, Iron Docks Grimrail, mostly fine, but they've got some mechanics to watch out for that aren't as visible as the more modern ones. Yeah, I mean, you can feel that, some aspects of the dungeon design evolving over time. But Blizzard have been making quite a few changes to those things, though, making them more readable and less punishing, which has been good to see.
Yep.
Yeah, basically TLDR Karazhan will be better once people have done it. Yeah, like once people just know to CC the stuff in Morose, and we don't have funny situations where that doesn't happen. Or
where you have to
actually
telling people to CC and not to break it was like getting blood from a fucking stone. Where they're just like, here are the instructions. Do you understand? Just silence, and then respond, please, and then a yes. You're like, cool. Fucking just wasted 40 seconds of our ticking timer trying to explain how to do this mechanic.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Now, Shrouded's not something that either of us have encountered.
No, because we're on
Zach has.
low level characters.
So, what does he think? Well, the amount of haste you get by killing most or all the infiltrators is insane. Some might actually... Oh, wow. Some may want to change their stat budget to other secondaries if they're actually picking haste in the dungeon.
Oh, fuck that.
I don't... Madness! RSI, let's go. The moving sleepy puddles on the floor can be very annoying as a healer that needs to constantly dispel everybody. Very good. Of course, there's a weak aura recommendation that will play a sound whenever the infiltrators do carry in storm. Oh yeah, for its frontal, very good. I mean, yeah, just have a weak aura play the game for you. Pog, fantastic.
That was my experience whenever I was complaining to you.
Oh yeah, that was.
I can't
funny,
remember
yeah.
where we were, but I had the Cossey's weak aura sound pack, and it was just going fucking crazy in dungeon. I was like, I turned this off for a reason. I don't know why it's back on, but fucking hell, this is brutal. I think it was, I can't remember, it was some mob pack, and it was just screaming at me consistently, and I'm just like, fuck. There's a whole big thing about weak auras and the air horns and the fucking runaway little girl memes going on, and they're all brutal. Because the game is, the quickest way to ruin a game for yourself is to turn it into fucking beep, 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 beep alarms going off to fucking take you out of the experience and have you just listen to alerts instead of pay attention yourself. Play the game for you. Ban add-ons. All of them.
Yeah, and then overall Blizzard being responsive and tuning, so probably reasonable enough. Also, yes, this is something you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
This is Season 4 Encounter Journal. This may be an add-on that will be more useful going forward because of how they're going to be handling these seasons.
They need to put this in the game.
Yeah, so it just has a little drop down that will display all of these dungeons, which means, of course, it's bringing those in from multiple expansions. And that's just a better user experience. Next then, Faded Raids. Here's the number one thing. TLDR, there's some numbers. It basically does just mean, though, easier. They have absolutely designed this to be more of a just victory lap, whatever, go have some bants with people, sort of difficulty mode, basically, right? There's an internal difficulty modifier with the raids that impacts healing and damage. The standard for Mythic is 1.3, Heroic is usually 1.14, but Season 4 Mythic has actually had the 1.14 modifier of Heroic, which means it's just tuned easier in terms of HP and damage. Now, this does account, of course, for the additional Faded mechanics that exist, but also, initially, you only get one raid every 3 weeks, so Blizzard obviously does want those clear raids, the clear rates to be a bit higher for it to just be some more laid-back fun.
Yeah. You probably want them to be a bit more actually doable as opposed to a big fucking push every week. So it would be nothing more hateful than the raid that you're currently progressing on disappearing. That'll be a great experience.
And what he says here, for Faded, and this could be impactful, he says, overall, these, just for the Faded affixes, are pretty fun and mix things up enough for it to not seem boring or like you're reprogressing the same fight again. Hopefully this concept can be brought forward into Dragonflight, and also a way to make older raids be relevant again. Imagine a Faded Nighthold. Super poggers. Yeah. Imagine a Fated Thunder King. Ooh, that would be cool.
Fuck yeah.
Overall, Season 4 basically is just wins, 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 and wins. It's just, can they carry those wins into the future of the game? We really hope they can.
Yep. Or will they see all the wins and go, these are cool wins, but they didn't result in more players, so we'll cancel all our wins and go back to the past. I doubt it. They're smart people.
Yeah.
I really doubt it. I doubt it.